Greetings, productive programmer, and congratulations. Your Pheonix LiveView application is looking really good now, but I'm excited to share with you a really cool feature that Pheonix 1.7 ships with by default, and that feature is Tailwind CSS. So now by default, Pheonix comes with Tailwind CSS, which makes it even more productive to work with the design of your applications and build in your applications very quickly and efficiently from prototype to production. And so the way that we can take advantage of Tailwind CSS, since it's built in by default, is we can just start using it. So let's say, for example, that we wanted to space out this form here to be further down on the page. Well, we can go to where that form is located, and we can just add a Tailwind CSS class. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add class, and I'm going to set this form to have a margin top of, say, 40. And if I come back here to our page and I refresh it, our form now has margin top of 40 at the top. Now, if you're not familiar with how Tailwind CSS works, then you'll learn a lot of Tailwind CSS as you go through productive programmer courses. So this lesson won't be a direct lesson in how to use Tailwind CSS, but you can see that Tailwind CSS is semantic CSS. So basically, you put classes directly inside of your HTML fields. So instead of having to define a CSS file, for example, or write stylings yourself, it's already designed for you, and all you have to do is use the classes that implement the CSS styling for you. So you literally can get away without having to write a single line of CSS, which is really cool because with Pheonix LiveView, we can virtually write zero JavaScript ourselves, and we can also write virtually zero CSS ourselves if we want to build a full-scale application. Now, of course, Pheonix LiveView does support that, so it doesn't limit you. You can do that type of functionality, and you'll see some examples of that as you go through the productive programmer courses. So I definitely encourage you to continue to learn in here at productiveprogrammer.com. Having these features directly built into Pheonix LiveView makes it super easy and highly productive to work within the framework, and I really enjoy that about Pheonix LiveView. So as another example, let's say that we wanted this button to be fully across the page. Now traditionally we'd have to write our own CSS, but since this comes with Tailwind CSS by default, what we can do is we can just add a class to handle that. So where this button is, we'll just add another class, and we'll tell this class that we want the width to be full. We'll hit save and we'll come back to our application. And if we refresh it, the button is now the full width of the page, and everything's going to function just like it did before. There's zero conflicts in regards to that. So our application is 100% integrated with Tailwind CSS. And another really cool thing as you make the journey into Productive Programmer and the other courses that I provide here at productiveprogrammer.com, I actually will provide you with a Tailwind UI access. So Tailwind UI comes with a bunch of default components and templates that you can use to build applications extremely productive and fast. So instead of having to write these all out yourself and having to take on the full burden of learning Tailwind CSS from the ground up if you have no prior experience, you can actually get away with coming in here to where these templates are, and you can actually just copy the entire code to make these types of pages display. All you have to do is go to where the code is, and it has all the Tailwind CSS classes written directly here into the code for you, and you can just click this copy button, and then you can use that inside of your applications. So you can access Tailwind UI when you join productiveprogrammer.com. Now, if you were to purchase tailwindui.com on your own, it will cost you about $300. So you will not have to pay this if you join productiveprogrammer.com. Included in your membership, you'll actually get access. So I definitely encourage you to join productiveprogrammer.com because you'll also get access to Tailwind UI for your education. And that'll just add to your productivity. All right, so that's all for this lesson. I'll see you over in the next lesson where I'm actually going to show you how you can replace this render function here to actually clean up your code even more. And you'll see how a lot of Pheonix LiveView applications are actually structured. So I'll see you over in the next lesson where we'll take a look at that. All right, I'll see you in the next lesson.